Okay, it's trick request time. In my last session video, I asked you guys to drop some trick requests in the comments below, and you guys did not disappoint. And you really did not go easy on me either. There is some really difficult trick requests in there. Tricks that I've never done before in this game that I never even thought of doing. A lot of things that are just not really kind of in my bag of tricks, so this one's gonna get difficult, but we're gonna try and get through it. And I might just keep this going. If you guys want to drop some more requests for me under this video, feel free, and I'll just throw in some requests to my other videos as well, because it's quite fun to do. But without further ado, let's get into the first one. So the first one comes from Eaton Mine. Now bear in mind I'm going off the YouTube username instead of like your actual username, because this is what comes up in comments now. So I would like to see you doing a crooked nollie flip because it's the Joseph Garbacio signature, and I'm French. So I thought, since our first request is coming from France, of course I'm here on the Paris map to do it, and Joseph Garbacio is a French skater. I actually just watched one of his parts before I did this video. He's a really sick skater. First time I've actually watched one of his parts, and yeah, it was really sick. So since it's just a crook nollie flip and it's a pretty easy trick, I'm going to do a few of them around this map. Okay, so there's the first crook nollie flip. Not the best looking one, but we'll get some better ones. Let's just do one on this bottom bench here. There, that was a nice clean one. You know what? We'll get one here on the Curb de Luxembourg. I just like this ledge. It's a nice curved ledge. Damn, okay. There we go. That was perfect. Okay, starting off pretty strong then on our first trick request completed. Thank you very much, Etan Mine, for that one. Let's head on to our second trick request of the day. Alright, so the next one is from Mad Digital, and it says, body varial, switch Manny, switch Bigspin out, maybe gapping over something with the Bigspin. So we're going to have to find a nice Manny pad that has a gap. So we're going to switch up maps here, and let me think of where might have this exact spot we need. Thinking potentially San Francisco might have what we need here. This is a pretty creative trick. It isn't something that I've ever done before. You know what? This is actually not bad. We could maybe make this a little bit more interesting here. So since you want us to gap over something with the Bigspin, yeah, I have a pretty weird setup going here. I was like recreating the kind of DIY obstacles that are in the Skater XL version of this map for a video that I never actually ended up making in the end, but that's why everything's set out like this. But let's just try it on this first. The really hard trick requests I'm probably only going to do once, but the ones that I feel like I can do a couple of, I'll do a couple times at least on a couple different spots. So a body varial, which basically that. So for anyone that doesn't know how to do like a body varial in this game, that's okay, we can probably do better. Basically you do like a shove it and then you just spin the opposite way. So you're kind of doing like a body varial shifty almost, because you're like shoving and then you're spinning the other way. But as far as I know, that's like the easiest way to do a body varial in this game. But let's try this one again. Okay, that wasn't it, but that was sick actually. We did like an ollie body varial, switch Manny, and then like a body varial back to regular. That was kind of cool. That was pretty clean. I quite like that one. Let's try this trick on another spot here. Okay, there we go. Although I want to try a trick here now though that I just thought of. Nose Manny, nollie flip to tail slide. Alright, that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. So there's my own little trick request thrown in there as well and completed. Okay, thank you Mad Digital for that one. That one was a pretty sick one. And it was a trick that I wouldn't think of doing otherwise if it wasn't for the trick request. Thank you. So let's head on to our third one of the day. Alright, number 3 is from White Crank. White Crank's just looking for a hippie jump. Would be cool to see a hippie jump. Sweet. Now there's a couple ways to do hippie jumps in this game, but first things first, we got to try and find a good hippie jump spot. We want to find somewhere that has like a rail that would be really nice to hippie jump over. Jerome Banks might be the place. And Jerome Banks isn't a spot that I normally skate, so it might actually have some use. Yeah, so this is pretty much made for this exact trick, and there's the spot there too. So basically there's a couple ways to hippie jump in this game, and you're going to need to head to the options for both of these. If you enable lay tricks, you can basically just do like a normal hippie jump. It's kind of an in the air hippie jump. So with lay flips enabled, because it's kind of broken to be honest, Yeah, so like that basically. So it means that you can like separate from your board mid-air and basically do a hippie jump. But to help us out, we're going to head into the advanced settings and we're going to do board pop to body distance. The higher it is, the further your body is from the board. So we used this in the last video, actually did a couple hippie flips as well, but basically it means that if we turn this all the way up, the board stays pretty low, but your kind of guy goes quite high in the air. So I think that maybe mixed in with the late flip feature should work pretty well. It's what we're going to need to get this. There we go. And we'll try and get a hippie flip over this one. So we're going to head in back into the settings there. We're going to turn off late tricks because it's just broken and it makes you do stupid things. So, but yeah, we can get a pretty nice little hippie flip pretty easily. We even managed to somehow, we managed to like bonk the nose of the board off the top of the rail and it still worked. Little heel flip. Okay, sweet. Well, there you are, White Crank. There was a hippie jump and a hippie flip as well. And you also gave me a reason to actually skate the Jerome Banks map, which is one of my least favorite maps in this game. So thank you very much for the request, White Crank. And let's head on to our next one. Now, this one I think I'm actually going to really struggle with. Casual Guy wants us to do a cheeky wee Natas spin. We're going to have to find somewhere with a fire hydrant. A Natas spin is kind of a classic trick to do on a fire hydrant. I think there's a few fire hydrants here in the Brooklyn Banks area. Yep, so we got one here. And we actually have a little kind of ramp here that we can maybe use to get up on it. So basically, if I have any sort of momentum, you end up basically just like sliding over it and just board sliding it. So I really have to have like as little momentum as possible. For some reason, we didn't even connect into like a... Yeah, so we're not even connecting into like a board slide, which we need to be in order to actually get a proper Natas spin. There has to be a better spot somewhere for this. Can we do it on this cone by any chance? That would be kind of crazy. This cone doesn't have physics or anything, does it? No. There's also a fire hydrant across the way, so let's try it on this cone here. It could be possible. It could be possible if I went slow enough. Oh, okay. We just did it. Well, there you go, Casual Guy. There is a cheeky little Natas spin on a cone. Let's move on to our next one then. So thanks for that, Casual Guy. All right, now this next one is definitely going to be more of a challenge, I'd say. Down a rail, so we got to find a handrail. Ghetto Bird, Blunt Slide, Big Shove Out. Now, I assume what you mean by Big Shove Out is Big Spin Out. So assuming you mean a modern Ghetto Bird, it'll be a hard flip with a late back 180 like that, because you don't specify frontside or backside. So I'm going to say hard flip, frontside, Blunt Slide with a big spin out. Basically like that, but obviously a lot better. Because to me, I kind of would see how that would be a Ghetto Bird. Because, okay, that was a really bad example, but, you know, we're hard flipping and we are turning backside in the hard flip. We turn backside into the blunt slide and then we finish the backside rotation with the big spin at the end. So technically, you could say that's a Ghetto Bird blunt slide, because I don't really know how I could kind of Ghetto Bird into a blunt slide on a handrail if I did the full rotation of the Ghetto Bird in the air. This isn't a good handrail, is it? We need a better handrail. Okay, I think that's probably going to be the best one we're going to get. So I definitely would say that's the trick that we're going for. I mean, to me, that's like a Ghetto Bird because we complete the backside 180 rotation. It's just we do it at the end of the rail. All right, up next we have Steven, who wants a nollie tray to front nose slide on a ledge in a line. First off, we got to come up with a line to do, and we also got to find a nice ledge. I think we might have to switch up maps for this one, to be completely honest. I'm not so sure I'm going to find what I'm looking for here. Let's head to the Pyramid Ledges map. Oh, that was sick. Nollie tray front crook. Dude, that's so annoying. I just feel like that it would just work better though as a final trick as opposed to like the first trick. Like a nollie tray front nose slide is not a easy trick to do, so I feel like it would just be something that you would see at the end of a line instead of the start of a line. But there's not really any lines that you can do here, I feel like, where we could end on a ledge. That was a really low tray flip. that was something. It was a bit sketchy, admittedly, especially coming out of that. It was very sketchy, but it did line us up pretty nicely for this Crook Nollie flip. So that's kind of like a throwback to the first trick request today. Yeah, you know what? I think that one turned out pretty nice, so I think we're going to take that one. So thank you for that one, Steven. And let's head on to the next trick request. Okay, now this one is probably something that sounds very simple, but it is actually quite challenging just because of how this game works. Yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce that username, but I bet you can't do a manual to Fakie nose manual on a ramp without tapping the ground. And now, yeah, this one sounds easier than it is, but I actually have the perfect spot for this one. And it is going to take us to the underground parking lot, which is a map that I never skate. And I definitely should do a video on this map because I think it's probably one of the most, if not the most underrated map in this game. Like, when's the last time you've skated here? Let me know in the comments below. You have to like time the transition between both analog sticks perfectly, just at the right time. See, if I do it too early, I'm going to pop an ollie. If I do it too late, I'm going to tap. I need to time it perfectly, just at the right time. And it's just really frustrating, but it's just the way it is. And it's just one of those, like, it's like one of the most weirdly difficult tricks in session. Wait, I was just doing the wrong trick that entire time, right? I was doing a nose Manny to switch Manny instead of the actual trick. Oh, there we go. There we go. Did it. I didn't expect to get it that quick, but we did it without tapping. Check the instant replay right there just to make sure that we didn't tap, and you can see right here that we did not tap. We switched Manny's, and that is way more difficult than it looks. Honestly, it probably doesn't look as hard on video. Now, one thing I do want to check though is, did I tap on the ollie? Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to count that because I tapped here, so we're going to need to get a bigger ollie so that we don't tap. But now comes the hard part of trying to replicate what I just did. There we go. And we did a little pop out as well. Session does this annoying thing where when you land in a Manny, you like dip the nose down. So like it's almost like delayed to get into the Manny. But I don't think that tapped. It's hard to say, but I don't think that touched the ground. So I'm going to count it, okay? And the main part that didn't tap was the transition between the regular Manny to the Fakie Manny. So we're counting that and we're going to film it. That was pretty sick. Thank you very much for that trick request. Surprised we got that one as quick as we did again, because it is an annoyingly tricky one. Okay, so this next one is from A John Games, and they want me to do a Fakie half cap flip. So just a half cap flip to Feeble and a frontside pop Shovey out. Okay, I think we're gonna have to switch up maps here. And you know what has really good handrails? The schoolyard map. We might be able to get a really nice one on this long kinked rail. There we go. That was the one right there. So thank you, A John Games, for that one. Let's head on to the next trick request. All right, so we're back in New York here, and we're ready for the next request. This is from Child Guy, who is looking for a Variel heel flip, back and nose grind, Nollie backside 180 out. So I guess we can do this on anything, on a hubba, on a ledge. I feel like either a ledge or a hubba would be the best option for this. Let's see. There's a ledge over here that I really like. That might be the one because it has this little kind of kicker beforehand. So we should have enough. Yeah, this should be the perfect ledge, actually, because we should have enough time to catch the trick. What is going on? Okay, now that one wasn't actually so difficult, but I know for a fact that the next ones get a lot harder. So thank you, Child Guy, for the request. So there's actually two trick requests here that kind of fall into one. We have this one here from L Homie, who says, just recently started watching your vids and I love them, so thank you very much. I'd love to see some Darkslide tricks. They seem cool to someone like me who is never really in the skating scene. P.S. I like the New York map, it's great. So we are on the New York map, so we'll stay on here. We have another Darkslide request here from Jimbo, who wants a tray flip Darkslide. So we're going to combine those two. We're going to do a tray flip Darkslide for both Jimbo and for El Homie here, who's looking for a Darkslide trick. Let's first head into the options, head to gameplay, grind settings, and enable Darkslides. Now, Darkslides is something I usually don't use at all. So let's see, what do we try this on? Let's maybe try it on this flat rail here first, this flat bar. So I'm not sure if you're looking for like a Darkslide lip or like a Darkslide board. So like that's a tray flip lip slide because I'm coming at it front side. Damn, okay, I think we bought this one. Okay. You know what? We'll take that one. That was pretty clean. That was pretty clean. I came out kind of sideways, but it was still very clean. Oh, okay, that was sick. Damn, alright. Thank you to El Homie for asking for some Darkslides. Thank you to Jimbo for the tray flip Darkslide request. On to the next request. This one is from a Lincoln, and they are asking, yo, can I see a nollie heel, back tail, front 270 on a ledge, which is a very nice trick. And my go-to mobbing session is Philly because I'm from there. So we're going to head to Philly since Lincoln here is from Philadelphia. So let's find a nice Philly ledge. So nollie heel, back tail, 270, front 270 out. The hardest part of this is going to be catching. Oh, there we go. That wasn't very good. We'll do a better one. But catching the nollie heel is the hardest part for sure. Yeah, catching nollie heels in this game is always a challenge. That was perfect. I don't know what it is about nollie heels, but they're just not easy to catch in this game. Nollie heel, back tail, front 270 out. That was a great trick request. Thank you very much, Lincoln. Okay, so here's one that I've never even thought of doing before. We're just going to say user because you don't have an actual name on here. Trick request for next video. Frontside 360 shove to backside Smith on a handrail. Now, that is a tricky one. So let's find a nice handrail to do this on. This one might be perfect. Oh, that was close. 360 front shove to 50-50. Which looked really nice, but we need to get that into a back Smith. Again, we got another one into 50-50, which is really annoying. Which I don't know why I'm struggling so much to get it into a back Smith when I can get it into 50-50. This one's definitely the hardest so far. This is taking the longest to get. And there we go. Oh, wow. Just as I said about it being the hardest, we actually got it. You gotta be kidding me, man. I don't think that does not count as a back Smith. Let's just check that out real quick. Really nice front 3 shove. But that wheel, man, that wheel is on the rail. But I'm kind of feeling like that counts as just a crosslock 50-50, just like a really, really sketchy crosslock 50-50. And that was it. That has to be it. That one took a very long time, and I didn't think we were going to get that one in the end. I was really struggling with that one. Okay, now that was definitely the hardest one so far today, but we got it in the end, and it was pretty clean. So thank you very much for that trick request, and now on to the next one. This is from Jeffrey Harris, who says, if you could find a sick Manny pad, maybe with a gap, hit a nollie impossible to Manny, then regular impossible back 180 out. So this one is going to be quite tricky because I'm not actually really that consistent with impossibles in this game, and also impossibles are broken. Nollie impossibles especially look weird. Okay, we didn't even land that one, but you can see that it looks really weird and doesn't really work. There's a lot of clipping with the board and the feet, but what I have found is if you head back to the pop board to body distance, impossibles down stuff tend to look a lot better because there's a lot less clipping going on. I feel like we need to find a Manny part that we can kind of like drop down and then gap over something, if that makes sense. We'll maybe head over to the mall map here and we might be able to find something there. Alright, so we're here on the Fat Nugget Mall, which I still hate that name. I don't know why they called it Fat Nugget Mall. What if we do this and then... That might be it. I feel like we tapped though. I definitely feel like we put down. Yeah, we put down on that, on the Manny there. It's really hard to get an impossible out of a Manny without tapping, I have to say. That one felt pretty good. Again, I can't help but feel like we definitely put our wheels down though. But I am honestly might just take that one because that might be the best I'm going to get. Because this is not an easy trick, so let's just film this one anyway. And I'm just not a fan of impossibles in this game at all. Sorry, Jeffrey, but impossibles in this game just do not look good. They're broken and they've been broken for a while, unfortunately, and Creature just have not bothered fixing them, so... You know what? The actual clip of that didn't look too bad, and I managed to cover the part where I definitely tapped on the manual, so maybe that's a little cheaty. I'm sorry, but... There's another version of it, I guess, if you want to take that version instead, which goes up the bank, which I kind of like. So hopefully that was good enough for you, Jeffrey. That's definitely the best I can do. I'm just not good with impossibles at all, and I really hope they fix impossibles in this game. Well, guys, that is every trick request that we got today. Thank you very much for everyone that gave me a request. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing these. I would like to do more in the future, so if you feel like you want to see me do a trick, just drop it down in the comments below under any of my session videos, any of my Skitter XL videos, and I will try and fit that trick in to my next video. But that was a lot of fun. There were some really tricky ones in there, but we got them all, and I'm really glad we got them all. But thank you very much for watching, guys, as always, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.